Welcome back, weebs and gamers. This is EIJI here, back with some more deck profiles. Today it'll be on my second Hololive deck. It is going to be Hololive X. The Hololive X deck has some pretty unique things that only it has access to, namely the event. But it also has a very good level 1 climax combo, and the level 3s are pretty cool too. There's like a cool combo that you can do with the old Hachima from the set 1 cards. So yeah, pretty cool deck, and I've tested it already, and I absolutely love this deck, just how it plays. Everything about it is really interesting, and yeah, I think it's a very solid deck that you could play right now as like a different option, if besides just like Dura Standby or whatever else you wanted to play for Hololive. So first we have 4 copies of the Laplace level 0, the expensive card. I think it might have gone down a little bit now, but it was up to like $35 or something at one point. So yeah, it's pretty expensive, but it's a very good card. It's basically just the Aqua clone, but it's yellow, so, and obviously it's Laplace, so you're gonna play it in the HoloX deck. But yeah, super good card. Basically one of the main cards that you would always play in Hololive, I feel, is at least some version of those cards. Next we have 4 copies of this Louis card. So she is the sort of the brainstorm of the deck. You do actually play an actual brainstorm in the deck, which is the Iroha level 1 one. But I only play 2 copies of that card, whereas this one I play 4, because this one is more of like the main back row that you want for the whole game. And she is the Resonate to level 3 Laplace and pay 1 rest herself to just look at 3 cards and add a Hololive character from them to your hand. So basically guaranteed brainstorm. I always like those. They're very consistent, always getting you access to cards. But the actual main reason why this card is in here is because it has a marker effect. So whenever you trigger a climax, you can choose a card in your character in your waiting room and put it underneath her as a marker, and then you can pay that marker out just to give someone an extra soul for the turn. But the whole point of that is you marker the Ollie level 3s, and then once you get to level 2, you can just pay them out and then summon them directly to field. Even through a refresh, as long as they stay underneath. So yeah, pretty cool combination of cards there. And it's just like a general good card anyway, so can't go wrong there. Next we have 2 of this Bonder card. So she is come and play Ditch 1 to search the HoloX event. And the HoloX event is a 1/1 search your deck for a climax. So this is essentially a character way to get access to climaxes, assuming you have the event in your deck. And she's also just a stock bomb, so good card. Can't go wrong there. And this is the other searcher card. So this is 2 copies of this Chloe. She is a, when sent to waiting room, you can ditch 1 to either search the Louis level 0 that I just showed, or level 3 Laplace. And level 3 Laplace, you need to resonate for a bunch of effects, so most of the time you're probably just going to get her, assuming you don't already have one. So yeah, just another consistency card. Kind of just need at least like 1 or 2 copies just to help get your resonate online as soon as possible, right? Next we have 2 of this Ayame card. So I don't see many people playing this card, actually. I would say most decks probably don't need it, but this is one of the few decks where I feel it is very good. Because your level 1 in this deck is like an actual dual color level 1. You have both yellow cards and red cards that you want to play. And you do have the Laplace, obviously, which can help sort of mitigate that. But sometimes you just kind of get stuck at level like 1-0 and you can't do all you want to do. Like, say you might have the red level 1 climax combos, but you want to play the yellow event to search your climax. So if you only have like red or yellow, then you're kind of screwed in that aspect. But Ayame is just free level swap. So what you can do is you could go, say, like level yellow, play the event first to search your climax, the red door, and then play this to level swap into red, and then play your red cards. So it does happen from time to time. You can use it for that. And then also she has a cool effect, which is on attack, ditch 1 to trigger check twice. And when you're playing basically an 8 door deck, sometimes you're just overhand, so being able to just sometimes just ditch a random card to get extra stock is helpful in that regard as well. And also, if you just want to ditch random stuff from your hand, you can also do that as well. So, yeah, I really like this card. Probably just in this deck, though. I wouldn't recommend it for, like, most Hololive decks, but specifically this one, I like it. And then we have just 2 of the Kiori Climax swap. This is just, like, a basic Climax swap. And then she also gets +1 soul while in center, which, you know, that's a cool effect. And then level 1s. So now we have the Chloe level 1 combo that I mentioned earlier. So I also have the S1 SP Chloe for this. So she is kind of like a Bunny Girl Union, but you don't have to reverse. You have to, because you have to resonate to level 3 Laplace instead. So that's the kind of main difference. But she is just on attack, resonate, and then salvage a card, and then also reveal top if it's level 1 or higher, put it to stock. So, yeah, very, very good card, but of course you have to kind of run HoloX to take full advantage of it, or at least level 3 Laplace, so there is that. But yeah, very, very good card, and I think she usually gets pretty huge too. You can usually get her to like 8k or 9k to like punch over stuff anyway, so yeah, very good card. This is another card that I wasn't playing in my first build, but a friend pointed it out to me, and yeah, I definitely realized that this is a much better card to play in this deck. Because before I was playing the 1-0 Laplace that's like resonate to just look at 3, take a card. So that obviously is pretty good, but that card only gets HoloX's or the event. It can't get any Hololive characters, so all the Holo ID cards that I play in here and stuff like, and the Ayame, it can't get. So that's kind of shitty. And then this card just allows you to loop the Chloe combo like way more often. And you might say like, oh, you could play like the Polka from set 1 because it's kind of the same thing. But the Polka sends it to memory, and unlike the old deck with Polka where you wanted memory, you actually don't want to memory this because you just want to loop it as much as possible usually. Because like say you get you stuck at level 1, you can just play this, summon back Chloe, do it again. So yeah, just a very good card. She just come and play ditch 1, summon a cost 0 from your waiting room, and then also has like a power pump effect. But yeah, just super good, and also kind of goes with the Holo ID theme, that's pretty cool. I have all 3 of the Gen 2 Holo ID girls in here, so that's always nice for theming. And then we have 2 copies of the Iroha Brainstorm. This is just kind of consistency and just like another back row. I don't play any higher level back rows other than this, so having, you know, at least something to help punch over stuff is nice. Gives 1500 to center, and it's just like a normal brainstorm. Also has a soul trigger, which is pretty broken, mainly for the Gura deck, but you know. And then the last level 1 is just 2 copies of the event. I might put this up to 3. I'm still kind of mulling it over if I want to play more copies of this. I think 2 is fine for now, but 2 feels kind of greedy. Like sometimes I'm not able to get it at all times, which I feel I kind of want to play more. So, but I'm not sure what to cut. So for now, I'm just gonna play 2. If I decide to change it later, then so be it. Then level 2s. So level 2, we have this level 2 Anya. So this card is absolutely broken. This is like hands down one of the sole reasons you would ever play this deck, I feel, is to be able to play this 2-1 Anya. And I even see people playing this 2-1 Anya in the Gura deck just as like a really good beater, even though you don't play any doors. But in this deck specifically, you actually even get access to the door effect as well, so it just makes her even better than she already is. So her effect is just when she attacks, if you have full stage, then she gets 5k power, and your opponent cannot play events or backups to her attack, so she becomes a 12k attacker. And unlike level 3 battlers or other things like that, she always just gets this effect regardless of what you're attacking. So if they have like Alice walls up at like 11k, you can just punch over them and they can't counter you, which is so nice. And then she's just and then her second effect is come and play pay 1 ditch 1 search your deck for a door climax, add it to your hand. So you just have so good access to your climaxes in this deck that it's unbelievably consistent. That to the point where this deck plays 3 different climaxes because you're just able to search them or salvage them so consistently that you can get away with it. This deck is very greedy, I feel, but it's still consistent enough that you can get away with it a lot of the time. So yeah, this card is just absolutely insane, and is one of the main aspects that you would want to play this deck for. Level 2s are just all to do together. It's just the 2 counters. The Corey counter's memory kick, and this is the sack anti-change Louis counter. So just HoloX characters and just good counters overall. I don't think I'd play any other counters other than those 2 anyway, so it just happens to work out that they're HoloX. Then we have the level 3s, so we have the 3 Laplace, or I mean the level 3 Laplace, 4 copies. So she is kind of like a worse version, well, worse and better than the old Yami from like To Love Ru Darkness, because she doesn't have hexproof or anything like that, but she just come and play, and then she gains the effect of, if you only have 1 copy of her in play, it's just on cancel burn 1, but if you have 2 or more copies of her in play, it becomes on cancel burn 1 twice. So if you have 3 copies of her all at once, then it becomes like on cancel burn 1 twice 3 times, which is pretty crazy. But of course, you know, if you're really behind in damage, it's not as good of a finisher because it does rely on them canceling. So this card is more, you definitely want to have like a damage gap with this deck. Like you want to be level 2 for as long as possible, so that by the time you're playing these, they're probably already like 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, somewhere around that range, like like mid to higher level 3s, so that you can pretty much just guarantee to win with these, no problem. But if they're like 3-0 or less than that, it's kind of hard to win with this card because it just doesn't deal enough damage, but it is what it is. You do have to play it again for the Resonate too, so that's another reason. And then moving on to the Ollie. So this card is also one of my favorite cards. I actually love this card, and I also have an SP for this. So she is, to fitting her zombie theme, she revives herself from Waiting Room when you play the Climax at attack phase by pay 1 and discard 1. So I've always wanted a card like this in WEISS, where it's like a level 3 that you can revive from the Waiting Room. Even though pretty much all it does is heal, that's perfectly fine. That's really all I wanted to do. Like, I feel if it did any more than that, it would be like absolutely broken. So just the fact that it is free revival from Waiting Room, and then you can just heal 1, just allows you to stabilize and stay at level 2 for as long as possible. And you can really set it up well with the Anya. You can play the 2-1 Anya, pay 1, ditch 1, search the Ollie door, and then just play the Ollie door, summon 2 from Waiting Room, and yeah, and then you're off to the races. So I love that card. And then to combo with it is 2 copies of the old school Hachima. So you can do a cool play in this deck where you can, because both this card and the Ollie activate at the beginning of attack phase. So you can enter attack phase, use Hachima to wipe the board, just kill everything but herself, and then also at the beginning of the attack phase, assuming you have Ollie door in play, you can pay 1, ditch 1, and summon 2 more Ollies back to your stage, so you have Hachima and 2 Ollies. Because before, this Hachima, whenever you used it, you'd only get her 1 attack, right? But now this allows you to get all 3 attacks still, which is absolutely crazy, because it allows you to wipe their whole board, doesn't matter what they have, just get rid of it, and doesn't target or anything like that, so even gets around like Eins and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, just absolutely crazy. And she's also a finisher as well. She has like a burn effects and stuff, so yeah, just a super good card there. And then just the climaxes left is 4 copies of the Chloe door. Then we have 3 copies of the Ollie door, and then just 1 copy of the Laplace choice combo there. I have seen people doing 2 and 2. You can do that as well, but again, I feel like this deck you can kind of get greedy with your climaxes, and because you have so many ways to search them and salvage them, that you can usually get away with it with just the 1 copy of the Laplace choice. But that's it, guys. If you like the deck, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and this is EIJI'S signing out.